All right. This is a speech given by the Lubavitcher Rebbe in 1991. And the Lubavitcher Rebbe is here speaking. Lubavitcher Rebbe. Lubavitcher Rebbe here is speaking about transforming the world. And transforming the world is the job of the Jewish people. And it began when Moses sent the scouts into the land of Israel, to scout out the land of Israel and to the Jews should dwell there, which that's the first time that a human being ever used the physical world to serve the creator of the universe, to make the creator revealed in the creation. And Moses sent 12 spies and they failed terribly. 10 of them came back and they said, not going to the land of Israel. And the Jewish people said, we don't want to go in. We're convinced we're not going to go in. And God got angry at them and he wanted to wipe out all the Jewish people and etc. And so they had to wander around for 40 years. After these 40 years were finished, so Joshua is about to enter the land of Israel, and he also sends spies. How you say the same? He made the same mistake as Moses made. No, his spies worked out. Well, why did he do it in the first place? So the Rebbe explains that this was what Moses did was not a mistake. Maybe a little bit of it did not come out the way that God wanted, and God is very, very a perfectionist. But the fact of the matter is it wasn't a mistake. It was, in fact, the first time that people went into the land. The Jews went in as a nation to the land of Israel, and they came back with a positive report. They said the fruits are great, and everything. The people are very big, great, and strong, and it's a wonderful climate and wonderful. So if so, the spies that Moses sent in, they did have a positive effect. And not only that, the Rebbe said even more. They had the effect of unity. Unity. They went in as one. They didn't separate into 12 different groups, and each one went and saw his own area of Israel. There were 12 areas of Israel. They didn't go and see these areas separately. They all went in together. That's the idea of, even though they were all separate, there were 12, and each one had his own area of Israel that they were going to go into. These 12 scouts, each one was the head of their own, it's called Shevet, their own tribe of Yehuda and Reuven and Shimon. Each one was the head of his own tribe. So despite the fact that they're all being separate and representing separate groups and separate individual personalities of Jews, different types of Jews, it says the personality and the character of each and every tribe was different. Yisachar was different from Zvulun, etc. They were all separate, but nevertheless they all went together. So there was the idea of division, uniqueness, and at the same time unity, togetherness. These two things are in the Torah. These two ideas in the Torah, Dargas Achdus, this level of what's called unity, and Dargas Ischalkos, and separateness, division. We're talking about division in a good way. Haim, they are generally Torah and the commandments. The Torah generally is one. The Torah is the wisdom of God. And since that God is one, and God and his wisdom are one, so in the 5th chapter of the Tanya, therefore also the Torah is what's called one Torah. But the commandments, they're all divided. They're separate. Tiriag mitzvahs, 613 commandments, 248 positive commandments, 365 negative prohibitions. The commandments, these are commandments to people how to deal with different times and different places of the day of your life in the world. Since the existence of man. And the world is in a way of division to 613 powers, 248 limbs, and 365 what's called blood vessels. And the man, each human being, to be more exact, each Jew is what's called a microcosm, a small world Call Masha Bora Kodesh Baruch Hu, everything that God created in the world, God created in man. So therefore, also the commandments are divided into 613. And the Tanya explains this in great length. Pratis Yosef, even more detail in the Torah itself, the difference between the revealed Torah and the inside of the Torah, the secrets of the Torah. The revealed Torah, that's divided. Shishim Masechtas, it's called that there's 60 tractates. Shemavorim, that explain the details of the laws of what's forbidden, what's permissible, what's impure, what's pure, what's kosher, what is, how do you say, fitting, what is not fitting. That by means of the commandments, the world becomes separate. That's the, again, what did the Rebbe do? The Rebbe said, we're talking about unity and division. In general, the Torah is unity and the commandments are division. But in the Torah itself, we can see there's the outside of the Torah, all the different laws of the Torah. That's the division part of the Torah. But the inside of the Torah, the secrets of the Torah, the godliness of the Torah, that explains what godliness is. You should know the God of your fathers. This is in a way of Achdus, unity. That's the unity of the Torah, comes from the godliness of the Torah. Like it says, Leis Talmud, there is no arguments. In Kabbalah, there's no arguments. There's different ways of looking at things. But Dugmato is similar to the Jewish people. The Jewish people also have unity and division. Both of them are necessary and good. The Inyan Achdus, this whole idea of the unity of the Jewish people, this is because of the soul. That all of them are matimos, all of them are exactly the same. They're twins. We have one father. Same DNA, Jews. Mitzad Shorish Nasha, because of the soul is rooted in one God. But on the other hand, every Jew is different. You read a baguf, and the person comes into the body, then the bodies are different. In order to refine the world, so it says each Jew is totally different from every other Jew. Over Pratias Yoter, even more, which is that's true of every human being, right? True of every human being. More Pratias Yoter, and even more detail about Avodas and Neshama in how the soul works itself. The soul is what we call unity. But in the soul, there's also division and unity. Is the whole idea of the division of the soul. And this is because comes from the individual powers of the soul: intellect, emotions, seeing, hearing, speaking, soul powers. But the whole idea of the unity of the soul, this comes from the essence of the soul, which is the essence of the soul. This is above any sort of details. She's galusam. This is revealed by forgetting about your differences or forgetting about your personality. This is the oneness of I'm a Jew. That's the one thing that's similar in all the Jews. What's the novelty? Even though the main service of Bira Olam, of refining the world, is because of division in the Torah and the Jewish people. But this level of unity, which is in the Torah and the Jewish people, is above the world. Nevertheless, Gam also mitzar dargas achdus. Usually, the soul, the spiritual part of it, of the Torah, of the commandments of the Jewish people, that's above the world, and the divisions and the differences. That's how the Jews are in the world. The Torah is in the world. The commandments are in the world. Nevertheless, as the Rebbe, our service, is to bring this unity, the soul, into the world. How is this especially expressed in the Jewish people? Unity. The unity of all the Jewish people. By means of this, the world is refined, but tachlit the shlemos and the ultimate completion. That's why it says in they asked Rabbi Akiva, what's the main thing of the Torah? And he said, love your neighbor as yourself. Unity. Unity. And the commandment is really for the Jewish people. A Jew should love another Jew. This is why, because that's the most difficult thing in the world. Every Jew is different, and every human being is different. But by the Jews, it's really accentuated. By the Jews. Every Jew has their own opinion. Every Jew is made in the image of God. Every Jew is the king of the universe. They think they are. Right? Every Jew that says they're just like their faces are different, their personalities are different, but very deeply. But it's demanded from us to have unity. How can we have unity? The only way we can have unity is to put the differences aside and think of what unifies us. What unifies us? What unifies us? Because what unifies us is the godliness. That we're all sons of God. That's what unifies us. Now, usually it's the other way around. A person feels he's the son of God. I'm the prince. You can't tell a prince what to do. I'm a prince. Another person says, you're a prince. I'm also a prince. You're a prince. I'm more of a prince than you. Right? You're a prince. This is a prince. I am a prince. Right? I'm a prince. I'm unique. I'm also humble. I'm all the good things I've got. Not like you. Right? No. Instead of thinking about who you are, you have to think about where you come from. How did you get to be a prince? How did you get to be alive? How are you alive right now? Right? How are you? What is this thing about being a Jew? What is it right now? I don't know. Oh, all of a sudden, the separateness, it doesn't know. That's good. That's called ma. That's called ma. Suddenly you say, oh, this is it. That's the secret. Unity. This unity should be drawn down into the world, the godliness which is above the world, until simple unity of the Jewish people. That's the idea of Mashiach. One of the big problems of the world in general is terrible leaders. There's not good leaders. But there's not good leaders. Once in a while, there stands up a good leader, right? He fixes things up, but then he has to contend with the whole world, right? The whole world is right. He has to be against the whole world. Not easy. But but the fact of the matter is that that's the idea of Mashiach. Mashiach will be a person that's a true leader, and he will bring out the uniqueness of every human being and how this uniqueness is best revealed if there's unity. If there's unity or harmony. Like an orchestra, right? An orchestra. You have the best players, you have the best musicians possible, right? If you don't have a good conductor, the whole thing is finished, right? Everybody just does what they want to. They're all arguing, yelling, right? You play too loud. No, the cello shouldn't be like that. Right? They stop in the middle of hitting each other with there's what is it? There's sticks and the trumpets, and the trombones, no, right? Because everybody says, you're getting in my way. If there's a good conductor, then all of a sudden the music comes to be beautiful. Right? Beautiful. Unless there's another way of doing it, and that is if the musicians are truly devoted to the music. They're truly devoted to the music. Then they can put their differences aside. Very rare. That's why the Mashiach has to come, and he'll be the one that'll organize this whole orchestra, because everybody is different and everybody has their part. Yesh Lomo, we can say that's the two ways: unity and division. Both of them are necessary for a harmonious, beautiful world. But Yesh Lomo, we can say, imagine an orchestra that everybody's playing the clarinet, right? They're all playing the clarinet and they're playing the same thing. That's terrible. It's terrible. Yesh Lomo, we can say, Shabei Sofanim, the two ways of Dibur Olam, of the world, Mitzar Dargas is Chalkos, because of the division and because the unity, Merumazim, are in two ways of sending these spies, by means of Moshe and by means of Yehoshua. When Moses sent the spies, Shnei Maser, 10-12, Shaholchu, that they went to survey the whole land of Israel, the tour, and they surveyed all the 12 different areas of Israel, which are divided into the 12 different tribes. This is especially the thing of, this is stressing the idea of division, of separateness. This is made by means of what? Ischalkos, the Israel, the Torah. This is by means of the divisions in the Jewish people and the divisions of the Torah. That's why God said, you want to send these scouts, it has to be l'datcha. You do it, Moses. It's your call. Bechinat hadat. This is what's called your individuality. How you are connected to me, you do it. That's what God wants it. Everybody should be connected to him in a different way. Shekolel gam chachma and bina. All of the different aspects of a human being should be devoted to God. koach penimim. These are inner powers. She'em ba'ofen shel ischalkos, which they are divided. But the datcha, that's what it means. Dat ha'adam. Problem with my eye. Sheromes, you read this and said dat. This is how it comes down into the world of the Torah and into man. Dat means how each individual person connects in a unique way. That's datcha. Sha'az, then it's relevant, this whole idea of division. So God is saying to Moses, Moses, you want to send these spies? Okay, I want you to do it on your own. Do it on your own. So to speak, separate yourself from me, make your own decision. Sending the spies is a demonstration of how separation and division can work. But that when Joshua sent his spies, there were only 2 and not 12. And they didn't go to see the whole entire land of Israel, all the 12 areas. They just went to one little spot, Jericho, which is called the, how do you say, the key, the lock, whatever, the key of the land of Israel. That includes in it the whole land of Israel. Mudgash is stressed. The pool of the Bira Klolos, this is stressed the idea of refining all of Israel in a way which is above division. Moses wanted to stress the division part of the Jewish people, how that's good. And Joshua wanted to stress the unity of the Jewish people, how that is good. And how did he show it? Because they didn't wander around the whole land of Israel. They just went to one place, and that was enough. They saw the whole land of Israel from one place. They heard that everyone in all the Canaanites, whatever, they were all afraid. That was enough. Inyan Zed, this is made by means of the unity of the Jewish people and by means of the Torah. Lo midato, God didn't say to Joshua, do it according to what you want, but God himself commanded. Lo mitzad bechinas adat, not because of his dat, his separateness from God. The dat ha'adam shehu ba'ofen shel metziut, that Joshua was supposed to be a separate entity from God, like God wanted from Moses. Ella mitzad tzivu HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You send these 2 spies because I command you. The Rebbe said in the beginning that it can't be that Joshua sent on his own, because he saw that it failed by Moses. It must be that God commanded. But Oven shall kabbalat all, in a way of, like we said before in the Maimer, kabbalat all, accepting the yoke, being a servant of God, and total surrender of the soul, which is above any division, that all the Jewish people are equal. And we can say that this whole idea is hinted at in Shnei Masarim Raglim Cheresh, in the words that it said that Joshua sent 2 men that were spies, secret. Cheresh means secret. Shnayim, 2, not 12. Kibavod of the Kabbalat all, this whole service of God, which is called accepting the yoke, and bittul and surrender. Lo nogeh, it's not relevant to all the details of the 10 powers of the soul, but only kavim, just of good and bad, positive and negative, doing and refraining. That's only the 2 aspects of serving God. Not the 12 aspects of the soul, the 10 aspects of the soul, but just serving God, doing good and turning from bad. That's why only 2. And also it said that he didn't send, Moses sent, it says the choice of the Jewish people, big leaders, well-known people. It says no, Anashim Stam, Joshua just sent people. Lo Nasiya Yisrael, not the leaders of the Jews. Ain't a Kabbalah at all. Just 1 second. 1 minute. I just remembered. No more pens. I'm going to get rid of the pens. Okay. Just remember a story that I wanted to tell. Okay, I hope I don't forget it. I have to buy pens. Okay. The whole idea of bittul, of surrender to God, this is all the Jews equally. Therefore, it says that Joshua just sent people. He didn't say that the heads of the Jews, like Moses sent people, because that's what's common in all the Jews. Namely, surrender. They're just people. Each one is a person. And it says, Meraglim Cheresh, that he sent out spies in secret. This of Kabbalat Ol, this serving of God, which is from Kabbalat Ol, accepting the yoke, and bittul and surrender has this inner service of God is not in a way that's advertised. You want to serve God in a way that you are just a servant, then it has to be done quietly, in secret, inside of yourself. It's just you and God together. Nobody has to know what you're doing. That's your whole attitude. You can never know if a person is doing things because he's doing it genuinely, serving God genuinely, or he's doing it in order to go to heaven, or in order to get a big reward, or in order to look good, or to be part of the community, or he's just doing it because of habit, or because has got a weak personality, he needs a crutch. You don't know why he's doing it, right? The fact that a person is doing the commandments genuinely is something between him and God. It's just between him and God. No one can possibly know. That's why he says you can't judge a person till you reach his place, because you don't know inside of that person what's going on. But Yom Tov Yoter, and this can even be more sweetened, according to the explanation when it says in the Midrash, the Shnei Anashim, that the two people that Joshua sent in, says was Kalev, the same Kalev that came back from the two tribes. I'm sorry, from the two tribes that didn't follow the 10 bad spies that Moses sent in, right? Moses sent in 12 people. 10 of them came back with a bad report, and 2 came in with a good report, Kalev and Yehoshua. It says Joshua, when he sent in Yehoshua, he was one of them, right? Now he became the leader of the Jewish people. So he sent Kalev, his friend, and he sent in someone else, Pinchas. Who is Pinchas? We're going to see later on that Pinchas was a very brave person, and he stood up and he killed Zimri. We'll see in a moment. Said Kalev is a Yachid, the only one, except for Joshua, that defied all the other spies. Cave and sins, Shahayata, Ruach Acheres Imo, it was a different type of a person. He was a different type of a person. Moses said, he was a different type of a person. He walked after me. Although Pinchas, but Pinchas, he was the son of Elazar ben Aaron, a Cohen. He was from the tribe of Levi. He wasn't one of those that got sent in. Moses did not send a representative of Levi with the spies when he sent in. He sent in 12 because Ephraim and Manasseh, they represented Joseph. Joseph was divided, the tribe of Joseph was divided into 2, Ephraim and Manasseh. So there were 13. So Moses sent in 12. He didn't send Levi. Now he did send Levi. Lama Shalchu, why did Joshua send Levi, someone from the tribe of Levi to be a spy in the land? Shari Shevet Levi, the tribe of Levi, Lo Orchim Milchama, they don't go out to war with all the others. Why did he send Pinchas? Yesh Lomer, we can see the explanation is this. Alpi David Gemara, according to the Gemara, Atida Eretz Israel, that the land of Israel is going to be divided into 13 tribes. That also the tribe of Levi is going to get a portion. Right? Up to now, it wasn't that way. The tribe of Levi didn't have a portion. So they had 48 cities that they lived in, but they didn't have an official portion to live. Like it says, Sha'ar Levi Echad. Levi is going to have one portion in the future. That's what it says. What does it say in Yechezkel, in Ezekiel? Ezekiel talks about a lot of things that's going to be in the future. Lama lo zachal Levi. Why didn't Levi get a part of the land of Israel together with his brothers? Why? Because Levi, the tribe of Levi, was separated to serve God. He was serving God and to how do you say, to be connected to God, and to also to be the rabbis. They would tell laws and they would teach the Jewish people. Like it says, Yoru Mishpatecha Liakov V'Toretcha Yisrael. The job of Levi was to be separated from everybody else, separated from the problems of the world, and that they were learning Torah and they would teach Torah. Therefore, they were separated from all the matters of the world. Lo Orchim Milchama, they didn't make a war with like everybody else. When wars were, they didn't go out to war. They were soldiers of God. Like it says, Berech Hashem Chelo. Hu Berech, Hu Baruch, Hu Zochelum. That was one of the big miracles of Chanukah, was that the Maccabees, they were all Kohanim. They were all Levites. They weren't fighting people at all. They didn't. Aval, that's what it is now. Avalati, but in the future, Avalati, blabo, but in the future, Kavan, since the Otozimim, since in the days when Mashiach comes, that there will be a tremendous awareness of God, and everyone will know the truth. Like it says, Mole, or it's Deus Hashem, the world will be filled with the knowledge of God, until the whole world will only be interested in knowing God. Like it says, Mole, or it's Deus Hashem, the world will be filled with the awareness of God. In the days of the Mashiach, the world will be filled with the awareness of God, like water fills the ocean. Lo yetzorich the Havdalah, that the tribe of Levi won't have to be separated from the world. Exactly the opposite. The whole world will be, the main thing will be Levi, knowing God. Therefore, Levi is going to get a part in the land of Israel, because the land of Israel will be holy. If so, and that the division in the future when Mashiach comes, and he's going to, all the tribes will be recognized. You'll know which tribe is which, and the world, Israel will be divided up into not 12 portions like it was up to now, but 13 is going to be the whole idea of the unity, which is above division. 13 is the numerical value of the word echad. Echad is 1, 8, and 4. 8 and 4 is 12, 1 and 13. Echad, 1. Chalukas, the division of the land of Israel in the future, will be in a way that God will divide. He'll divide the land of Israel himself. Like it says, Ve'elu machluktam la'um Hashem. These are the divisions of God, says God. These are the divisions of the land of Israel, so says God. It's in Ezekiel. Shemizeh, from this it's understood, Shagam Chaluka, the division will be in a way of unity. One God, he's going to divide. Lochin, therefore, Loka Chaluka shel Olam Hazeh, Chaluka shel Olam Haba. Not the division of Israel will not be as it is now when in the future when Mashiach comes. The Olam Hazeh now, a person has a field. He's got one person has a plot of land, and it's good for growing wheat. Ein lo sada partis, but it's not good for fruits. He has a fruit field that's good for fruit. It's not good for growing wheat. In the future, it says, Ein lecha, every Jew will have land that's good for everything. It's going to be mountainous. It's going to be the plains. It'll be valleys. Like it says, Shar Ruvain, She'echad, Shar Yehuda, Echad, Sha'ar, Levi, Echad. All of them God will divide all the lands to everybody. Everyone will get everything. The explanation to this in an inner way, that nowadays the world is refined by means of godliness, how it's relevant to the world. Therefore, it'll be divided according to the world. But in the future, after the purification of the world, then Gam Hamshachas Gila, the revelation of godliness, which is above any division of the world, that's Achdus Kapeshuta. Then we'll see real true unity by means of the unity of the Jewish people, which they will be like, all of them will be like the level of Levi, not just the tribe of Levi, but every single person. Rambam explains, any human being that wants to take on himself to serve God, Harizen Nit Kadesh, will be called holy, just like the Holy of Holies, just like the tribe of Levi was and the Kohanim. And even in more detail. So when Mashiach comes, the world will be holy and everybody's going to be holy. Especially the Jews, they'll all be to the level of Levi. And the land of Israel will be revealed, a place where the oneness of God will be revealed in every detail. The world will be filled with the knowledge of God, the awareness of God, like water fills the ocean. And even more, that the world, what does it mean the world will be filled with God like water fills the ocean? The whole world will be totally covered with the awareness of God, because by means of the oneness of God, which is above the world, namely the Torah. This is the wisdom of God. And by means of this, will be drawn down into the world. The whole world will be filled and feel that the whole entire world is only the wisdom of God. Every detail, every rock, every stone, every tree, every person, everything, like it says, Kulam v'chachma sisa, the whole world is being created constantly from God's wisdom. This is not a religious concept. This is reality concept. Like the rabbis say, everything that God created in this world, he only created it for his glory. Like it says, there's no glory except for the Torah. And in the language of the Rambam, in the beginning of his book, it says the foundation of all foundations is to know that there is a first existence, that from it comes all existence. And that's what the Torah says, Einod milvado, there's nothing except for God. And this is what's going to be revealed in the future. And this is what's represented by the 13 divisions of the land of Israel. Division will be unity. And that's the reason why Joshua sent Pinchas. That Pinchas is from the tribe of Levi, because he was talking about how the land of Israel will be in the future. Namely now, God willing. We can say that the preparation for the completion of the land of Israel in the future, when it will be divided into 13, and also Levi will have a poor parsha portion, is because of the unity of the Jewish people in the Torah. And that was the beginning when this began by means of Joshua. And Joshua, he added on to the job what Moses did, the scouts of Moses, and by means of this, by means of sending also Pinchas, that he came from the tribe of Levi. And Levi represents Jews totally being devoted to God. That the tribe of Levi, that's the Gematria Echad. So he was already preparing the world for the future redemption, as we're going to learn, God willing, we're going to complete tomorrow. Actually, I should have left this for tomorrow also, but okay. Now, Yom Yom, and then story. I have a story. Sure. Very good.